Wednesday night, people talking sports. What a ride this has been.
Oh my God. The ups, the downs, the ins, the outs.
That's why we retook it. That was beautiful. An NFL judge is under investigation, a line judge.
Right.
Under investigation for domestic violence.
Yeah. Whoa.
There's something in the water, I think. Something's going on.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting a flag from this guy? He's like, unnecessary roughing. They're like, yeah, you too.
There it is.
There we go. Did you hear this story too? The Ravens are giving a free promotional giveaway at their stadium.
Sure.
A DNA kit.
Right, okay, wow.
Did you see that? The DNA giveaway. Isn't that crazy? That's how they're solving crime in Baltimore now. A DNA giveaway.
Yeah, they've fallen off since The Wire.
Yeah, you heard what the Cowboys are doing.
No.
Free alibis. Yeah. Big thing in Dallas.
You don't have another card?
I'm done. The card thing, like this show, has run its course. We got a big show today. We're sitting down with a native New Yorker and SNL bad boy, Pete Davidson. We have a lot to talk about. Both the bad boys of our respective networks. We got Adam Figman from Slam Online.
Cool.
Love Slam.
Love Slam.
I used to buy it at the airport all the time.
Really?
Yeah, before I got unnecessarily pat down by airport security because of my eyebrows, I would pick up that magazine.
It seemed like more of an airport story than a Slam story.
Doesn't matter. None of this is going to make the show.
Okay.
We've got comedian Joe Machi.
Yeah.
That's what he
him.
deserves.
Yeah. No, never heard of him.
He's my best friend, and I've never heard of him either. We're sitting down with New Yorker, SNL star, my friend Pete Davidson. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you for calling me a star. Yeah.
So, is it hard to get used to?
Well, I'm not, so it's hilarious.
But you go on the road. People are like, they come out. They're fans.
Yeah, people come. Yeah. It's going okay for now.
You have a healthy mentality.
What is that?
You're self-deprecating. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I hate myself. So yeah, so other people could not.
Yeah, that's the right attitude. You set the
yeah.
bar low. It's like being a Knicks fan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, whenever I introduce myself, I'm like, I suck, by the way, and I'm very awkward and uncomfortable, and they're like, I love this guy.
Yeah, and then people talk to you like, you're not.
Yeah.
You're good. So you grew up a big Knicks fan.
Love the Knicks. They were good when I was little. Or good enough.
Who's your favorite on that team?
My favorite is J.R. Smith. I love that, people taking free throws, he's untying their shoes.
Yeah.
He's DMing models. It's hilarious.
It's a different time. So who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Favorites watching the NBA? I'm all over the place. Unfortunately, I hate the Warriors, but they're really fun to watch because they just hit every shot. Kyrie's really great. I wish we got him.
It would have been nice, but I refuse to let KP go. Like if there was some.
Oh yeah, if it was we had to let him go, I wouldn't have wanted that.
You're a big KP guy.
I love him. He's a lanky guy. He's gonna be around for a really long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your all-time Knicks. You're telling me Houston, Sprewell, Thomas.
Kurt Thomas. I loved Marbury when he was there. He was just like the fun player to watch, and. Yeah, I like the third or fourth guys. Like I like the guy Thomas on us now.
Yeah,
I think Lance Thomas is really great.
It's got length.
Yeah, it's like those 13 points a game type guys. They're always really cool to me.
Have you met Porzingis yet?
No.
Is there anyone are there any players you've met that were cool to you?
Football players are really nice. I know Plaxico Burress a little bit. He's really cool.
Yeah, I love Plax.
David Deal.
Had David on the show, friend of the show.
He's awesome.
Great guy.
A tank.
He's a tank.
That guy's a tank.
Got a Croatian tattoo.
Does he?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I saw him bowling once.
Really?
And I was like, what are you doing bowling?
You go bowling?
I went bowling at this. It was at a John Stark thing, and he was there. And John Starks is very nice.
So I got to talk to you about SNL because this is it's 3 years now.
This is my fourth season.
Your fourth season coming up. This is exciting.
Yeah, it's all right.
I remember your first. I like him because nothing makes him happy, and I connect to it.
I mean, I'm in the background for 21 episodes, so I'm that guy that like when there's a sketch, I come in and I'm like, anybody order pizza, and then I'm gone for the rest of the show.
But no one does it better than you.
I'm the pizza guy for sure. Yeah.
Well, how about the Love Actually sketch you did where you're holding the things up?
That got cut.
No, it got cut.
They put it online.
Online is where I saw it.
All my stuff gets cut.
How does it feel when it gets cut?
Somewhat. You're somewhat happy because you know that nobody could trash you, but also really sad because like you're not on the show.
Right.
So it's like bittersweet.
Yeah, it's less work.
I personally don't mind not being on the show as long as I don't get fired. I don't mind being like a bench player or anything like that. So.
Yeah, I hear you. So I remember your first big thing on SNL was you did the desk piece on Weekend Update.
Oh yeah.
And that was like, did you get like instant feedback from that? Was that like huge? That was like unlike anything else, right?
That was the first time Twitter my Twitter went nuts and like it made me realize I had to get rid of all social media.
Really? So you're off all of it?
I'm off all of it now because like you just read what people say all day, and they're like, I bet can you curse?
Yeah.
You can curse on here?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah?
I mean, probably not. They're going to cut it. But...
They're going to cut it? Oh, well, they say terrible things, Sam. They say very terrible things.
And it just sucks to look at, right?
It sucks, yeah. So now I just don't look at it. I look at other people's feeds to make myself feel better. Yeah.
You have a second Twitter you can peek in?
No, I have like a fake account that I just look up people's names and watch all the stuff they're saying bad about them, and it makes me feel bad.
Wow.
Yeah, whenever I'm feeling bad, I just Google Dane Cook.
Oh my God.
Immediately, I feel so much better.
Oh man, that's a good move.
It's
I
a
should
great
do
move.
that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google Anthony DeVito.
Yeah.
Every week you're on SNL. Like, who's the coolest famous person who's hosted?
Coolest famous person. I mean, probably The Rock.
Yeah, I could see that.
Just because, like, it's not only just like because he's. I've never met someone that famous that's like so nice and like talks to everybody, like remembers stuff. Like someone that meets that much people that could come back and be like, oh yeah, like how's your mom? Like Amy. And I'm like, can't believe you remember. Like it's really cool when someone's like that. So he's awesome.
That'd be funny if he just only remembered everyone's mom's name. This guy's kind of a creep.
This guy's a little weird.
We're back on People Talking Sports. What a panel we have today. I mean, this is a group of all-stars. We got, first off, the editor of Slam Magazine, and I'm the editor of Can Kinda Touch Net. We got Adam Figman. Well, thanks, guys, for giving me something on that one. What a nice turnout for our second to last show, by the way. Thank you, 4 people, for making it. Anthony DeVito, he's got a comedy special coming out on October 6th on Comedy Central. And third up, we got a good friend of mine, do a podcast with him, and now here he is on my show here, 2 sinking ships, Joe Machi. So, first off, we got to talk because we got the editor of Slam here. I see you biting your tongue. Say something, Machi.
No, I'm not biting my tongue. I didn't even comb my hair for this.
It's the type of fire we need from you today.
Just enjoying drinking from my People Talking Sports mug before they ship it to an underdeveloped nation. I'll see this on National Geographic. Someone wearing an Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl shirt.
Slam's a great magazine. You got the top 50. Melo, it was a big deal that he was left off the ESPN top 50. Players were talking about it. It's a big thing, right?
No, everyone's always paying attention to that stuff. Players like to act like they don't care or they don't read it, but
they care.
Everyone cares, yeah.
So you've only released your top 50 to 30.
Yeah, I think we're at 28 now, yeah.
So you're 28. Dion Waiters made number 50. Melo better be in your top 30.
Melo is in the top 30. Yes, Dion Waiters was number 50, and we got tons of comments saying he should be even higher, possibly even top 10, according to the Slam commenters.
According to him?
According to Dion Waiters and the Dion Waiters inner circle. But yeah, Melo is still to come, so he's in there.
All right, that's good news. Yeah. Kevin Durant trashes Billy Donovan, his former coach, and his teammates on Twitter. Joel Embiid might be the funniest player in the NBA. Because Durant's doing it in the third person, Embiid tweeted from his Twitter, Joel Embiid is the best player in the NBA. He's the man. I love Embiid. This is a weird move from Durant, man. I mean, to trash, you already left. To trash Billy Donovan after the fact, to say this about that they had no help. I thought Ibaka kind of turned back the clock. I thought Steven Adams was having a great postseason. They were up 3-1 on a great Warriors team.
Sure.
To do it, I don't know. I love Billy Donovan. He looks like the best coach who's also like the most handsome guy at a car dealership, you know? I'm a fan. Why are you doing this, Durant?
I think you're going to get some tweets from K. Durant 1978 about people talking sports and other stuff, and it is not going to be flattering.
Well, I'm glad we sent you the topics, Mackie. That was great preparation.
Did you have an aneurysm?
I was at the Killers show last night, and I am hungover.
That was Mackey's first concert ever.
I'm sad about it.
Yeah?
The whole Kevin Durant thing, yeah, because I think it went too far, but now he's going to fall back and other players are going to fall back, and I enjoyed it. I had a great time all summer watching him clap at fans. I think that should be part of the game. In my opinion, every year after the championship, one player should go on Twitter and just be like, okay, I'm here. What's up?
I mean, this whole thing, it's like Durant's such a nerd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like most athletes set up a second account to cheat. Durant does it to engage with trolls.
Yeah. Even his wife is probably doesn't. She's like, this is what you do it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is what you're telling me?
He's definitely a guy who plays video games online, and then other kids are like, wait, are you Kevin Durant?
He's like, no.
Draymond, he was interviewed over this. They found, first off, Draymond was leaving a nightclub giggling with DeAndre Jordan,
Right.
which to me hurt to see them. It was like when Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Iron Sheik were busted doing coke together, you know? it's gone. I'm like, you guys are supposed to hate each other.
yeah.
What is this? I don't know. Draymond is he's like, I love him or hate him, he seems like he's going out in his own terms. You know what I mean? Where these other Warriors are almost a little nerdy to me. They're the greatest players, but they're also kind of remind me, it makes sense they play in San Fran, because they're all Silicon Valley guys.
Right.
That's their vibe.
Tech investors and
Tech
all that,
investors,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, totally.
Do they feel kind of nerdy to you?
I think they're definitely more stay-at-home guys as opposed to Draymond. I think Steph is definitely a big family guy, and Klay seems to do his own thing. Draymond's the one who's really out there for sure. I guess Kevin Durant is the one who's out there digitally, and Draymond is out there in the real world. But yeah, I mean, these guys are friends now. You gotta, they come up together in AAU ball, and they play together in college and against each other in college, and then they're in the NBA. So if they're on different teams, they're still boys, like you guys.
I don't hang out with Sam.
I love that assumption, Adam, but
I didn't get an invite to that Killers concert last night, Mackie.
We had an extra ticket. I was like, you know what? Let's just not use it.
So it's traditional after a big sports victory for the Gatorade back. What beverage would you like dumped on your head after a big win?
Oh, root beer.
You'd be all sticky.
Okay.
Vodka? Nice, because it doesn't leave a smell. It's nice. Not too sticky. Well, we want to be sticky here in America.
Powerade. I was always more of a Powerade than a Gatorade person. Red Bull, probably.
Red Bull?
Yeah.
Red Bull drinking.
Oh, champagne, easy.
You ever hear the old adage, champagne for my real friends, real pain for my sham friends?
I like that.
Milkshake.
A milkshake? I love it. I'd like a milkshake dumped on me right now. I'd take it. And I'd look it up like Scooby-Doo.
Probably some craft beer. Beer.
Gets right in the pores, get a little loose,
Oh, yeah. Guinness.
Guinness,
Yeah.
nice and thick,
Yeah.
the hard stuff.
Whiskey.
Whiskey Roo, baby. Are you old enough to drink?
Of course.
It just feels like we're endorsing alcoholism here, but it's Joe List, our man of the people. Kyrie Irving has kind of gone heel. I mean, this was an interesting interview with Max Kellerman on First Take. It seemed like he was going nuts. Kyrie, I've never seen a guy dodge. I feel like even Sarah Huckabee Sanders was like, well done. That was good. He is like the Sean Spicer of the NBA, just dodging it. And he's talking about how toxic Cleveland is. He's just he's hinting that it just wasn't the right situation for him. It's like, dude, you're not Leah Remini in Scientology. You were playing with LeBron James. I don't know. Mackie, what do you think?
Sam, I related a lot to Kyrie's interview, and as someone who was discombobulated by the whole LeBron-Kyrie off-season situation, it reminded me that you have to evaluate and reevaluate, and then evaluate the reevaluation to evaluate again. And I was only giving 96%, which is the max I can give, because 4% has to do things that are automatic, like heart rate and respiration.
I don't know what just happened.
I think that adds up.
That adds up.
Yeah,
I think mathematically it worked. That wasn't the problem. But Adam, I mean, Kyrie, what's going on?
Yeah, I think he's very woke, to put it as he did. He's reached a level of wokeness that is unknown to the majority of us, possibly all of us. I think he's read a lot of books, and I know he's, over the past few years, kind of dove into, I think, a little more spiritual reading and, learning philosophy, and it's almost like grad school or something. He's like read all these books and these ancient texts, and he's like, okay, what does all of this mean?
So far, this has been like having Kyrie Irving on. I mean, great character work by both of you guys. Let me just say that. That was exceptional.
He puts a ball through a circle.
That's a good point. Everyone's like,
But what does it mean? What does it mean?
Yeah.
everyone's like, saying, it's like, can you believe, Kyrie thinks the Earth is flat, and you're like, yeah. Yeah, he is the guy who should think that. He's not a scientist.
Man, it was nice to watch First Take without yelling, but another aspect that's like, oh, this is weirder. Yeah.
Now no one's saying anything at all.
Yeah.
If the Earth was flat, maybe the world would be like where General Zod is imprisoned in Superman. That was, I'm a nerd. I shouldn't have said any of that.
You took time to say that. You waited for a moment.
We were really starting to cook with gas, but not now. The burners are off.
A San Diego restaurant celebrates Chargers' losses with free tacos. Free taco, the bitter, I guess. Also, when the Thunder lose, people in Seattle celebrate by only slitting one of their wrists. So, it's a depressed city. And we're off the air in a week. We're keeping that joke, all right?
Second to last show, who cares?
Weren't like 2 minutes ago you were asking if you could say First Take on the air?
We do not have our priorities straight here. This is kind of fun that they're I kind of like it. I mean, if you're a Chargers fan, you should be bitter.
I just don't think it's a good move for the restaurant, because their business is gonna suffer with all the Chargers losses, and then they're gonna be forced to relocate to a more prosperous city.
Back on People Talking Sports with the editor of Slam here. What better time to talk about one of the most enigmatic players in the NBA, Dwight Howard. Let's go to Liz Gonzalez with And Another Thing.
Right, so Dwight Howard is on the cover of Sports Illustrated talking about his NBA journey, and it was kind of a depressing read. He speaks on being an 18-year-old virgin in the league, receiving 3.1 million All-Star votes, to being 31, being a father of 5 with 5 different women, and receiving 151,000 votes. Obviously, his journey was a little bit tumultuous, but I've always been told that the fall from the top is obviously painful, but my mindset has always been, but at least you were at the top. But after reading this article, I'm not so sure that's the case. Is being at the top worth the fall?
I mean, yeah, but how long before this guy's in a band with Corey Feldman? It's like
reality TV is next.
It's gonna fall. Like he was the undeniable best center in the NBA for like 5 years. He was a great player, and like it seems like the article depressed me because it seemed like he had this bad upbringing that he came from, and then also that he just his ego got the best of him, I think, and that not to mention he lacks. And always lacked an identity as a player. Like his offensive game never had an identity. Went to LA. He said they told him to be more like Shaq, like to be a bruiser. Then they told him to be more like Kobe, to not smile. And I'm kind of like, you got to know who you are at that point in your career. You're too old in the NBA to not know who you are. So I think that also made me sad. He still has no identity.
Yeah, it was just depressing to hear that he has absolutely no friends in the NBA. I can't imagine working in a league with that many people involved and nobody likes you and everybody just ridicules you left and right. And maybe you deserve it.
Just ask Sam.
I was trying to get to Joe and you beat me to the punch.
I couldn't decide who to
pulled the
do it
trigger.
for.
Who will be going here?
You were closer to Joe, but you chose to wind your head all the way to the left and lay that one on me.
You've earned the disgrace.
It's your show, Sam. Is it better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all? Ask all the women who have rejected me for dates.
Adam, I mean, what do you make of Dwight, his situation? Do you think he can bounce back here? Jordan is not exactly the big man whisperer, with his history of Kwame Brown, but
Right.
do you think that there could maybe be something found here?
Yeah, I think so. I think he just has to know, okay, this is exactly who I am as a player, which I don't think has been the case for the past few years. I think he's maybe thought, okay, I'm going to be a superstar, or I'm going to score so-and-so points a game and get so-and-so rebounds a game. He's just got to go in saying, okay, here's the type of player I am. I'm going to score, this many points, which is definitely not as much as it was years ago, and get this many rebounds, probably less than it was years ago. I'm just going to be this kind of player, and then he's going to have a role. So, yeah, I think so.
I think the problem for Dwight Howard isn't Dwight Howard. The game changed.
Yeah.
The stretch four really diminished the role of the center position. Shot blocks are down. There's really not a dominant center in the league because people realize, hey, we can just shoot threes all day, and if you hit 35% of your threes and 45% of your twos, it makes sense mathematically to shoot those threes. So they're not coming in to the paint, which on the playground is where I dominate. So it's affecting me as well.
Did you just give a real answer?
No, I think
Blown away.
I think Mackie
Very
makes a
close.
great point, but
Yeah.
to counter it, that Orlando Magic team was one of the original stretch four teams. I mean, Rashard Lewis and Hito Turkoglu were both great shooters from the outside,
Okay,
and
yeah.
Dwight's post game at that time worked well enough to
Right.
complement those guys. So his game, if used properly, I think could really benefit from the modern NBA.
Would you want him on the Knicks?
No hell, no way.
I wouldn't want him on panel.
He's got to be able to contribute more than I do.
Nah, you're great.
Bite your
I
tongue,
wouldn't
Sam.
trade him for Joakim Noah and Anthony. It's been a great People Talking Sports, another thing. Thank you, Adam, the incorrigible Joe Machi, Liz DeVito. Last show tomorrow night. We got Pete Davidson and Alan Houston. More with Pete. It's going to be a great one. Thank you for this awesome run, and keep watching these views. They're all on YouTube. Everything's on YouTube. It's a weird time to live. We're giving it away for free. Our producer's furious. I shouldn't even be telling you this.